Okay guys, I don't get to make too many YouTube videos, but when I do, I try to make them a little bit informative, a little bit interesting. I don't like doing reviews for the most part, simply because, you have awesome people like Tom Slanderer. He does some really awesome videos. He's a genius when it comes to 3D printing. He did a review on this. This is the Hemera. It's an all-in-one hot end and extruder setup. You get all metal hot ender. I have a Ender 3 V6 hot end on this. That's what came with it. I thought I asked for a volcano, but that's what I got. So it's a V6. I could update it. I actually do have the parts for a volcano. Why? I don't plan to use this printer for anything but PLA, maybe TPU, and that's about it. But, okay, let me give you a story here. This is what happened. If you see right here, you see that little wedge of PLA? It's stuck inside there. Now what happens here is you have that there, you have this here. Actually, that'd be upside down. So it would actually be, let me show you the correct way it'd be. It'd be like this. And this gear would be here. And that's where the filament would run through. These would actually tie together. And you actually have a dual-sided extruder gears, which is really good because generally you won't have this problem for the most part. This filament is push plastic. Off my MakerBox subscription. It's probably a little moistured, so it's kind of brittle. So that could be part of the problem. But regardless, let me show you. When your extruder gear starts grinding, what it's going to do in this particular setup is going to create a wedge, and that wedge was created right there. And when that happened, I could not push the filament down. I could not push the filament. Pull the filament up. It was stuck. You have to completely disassemble the Hemera to get a clog out of the extruder gears. That's not a lot of fun, especially when you're running this like on Sidewinder, where all your parts and pieces connect up here, so you have to take it totally apart, and then it's a real big pain in the butt, especially after I've been working on this all day long, trying to get the new BL Touch installed, get the Hemera all installed and running. And like I said, I was just printing this test cube out. That was the final step. That was the last thing I had to do, and that's when it clogged up on me. And then I had to tear it all down. So now I'm back to step 8 out of 10. Now I got to go back through all the calibrations and all that hoopla. So watch Tom's video on this setup. It is a really nice setup when it works. It's a great setup when it works. It's when you get a clog like this, because I use a really too fine tooth of a gearing, that if it starts filling up with little particles, like you can see that it's totally full of particles. When that gets full of particles, this gets very slick. When this gets slick, it gets hot. When it gets hot, it creates wedges, and you got to take everything apart. So I don't know what else I could add to this video. That's about it. It's about as short as I can make it on the 50th take. So let me know your comments, what you think a better way to deal with gear clogs. Besides, I don't know. I mean, I had a piece of filament on this end, I had a piece of filament on that end. I tried pulling the pliers this way, couldn't get it. Tried pulling the pliers on the hot end side, couldn't get it, and I just had to take it apart. And then you have to use little bitty tools like this and little needle nose like this to get everything out. So that's all I have. So give me a yell, let me know what you think.